All right, Tyler Perry fans, consider this somewhat of a follow-up from the video I did yesterday about Tyler Perry possibly breaking from BET once his current contract comes to an end very soon. Again, this is from the Black Enterprise article. Breaking from BET, Tyler Perry considering his next streaming option as his $150 million per year contract with BET Plus nears its end. Now, I don't know if this officially means he's breaking from Viacom completely, but remember, Tyler Perry considering his next streaming option as his $100 million per year BET Plus contract nears its end. Now, he could be moving his streaming content to the likes of a Paramount Plus, Hulu, Netflix, who knows. But and I don't think Peacock, but in any case, BET Plus as of February 2021 has about 1.5 million subscribers. Let's just be nice and round it up to 2 million subscribers. Paramount Plus is considered one of the smallest major streaming sites, and that has more than 40 million subscribers. 40 million, which is about, 20 million times BET Plus. Now, despite the success of Sisters in the Oval, I could see Tyler moving business elsewhere because of the fact that, I've already done the video where I go into detail on my thoughts about how, BET needs Tyler more than he needs them. And I feel like that's the same thing with OWN. Like, Tyler grew so big and OWN was dependent on him outside of Greenleaf and Queen Sugar. And from there, I feel like Tyler is going to move on to the next step. Now, this video is just focusing on the idea of Tyler Perry doing his own streaming service and the question of, will he and should he? Now, back during the days of the Madea Farewell Tour, I've already told the story before, but I'll make it quick. When he went on like the first run, at the end of the show, he had like this little promo that played on stage and on the big screen, and a bunch of people sent me this from their phones. It was like a trailer for Tyler Vision, a streaming app where he would have all of his shows, all of his movies, all of his plays, and even new content. But not long after that announcement during the tour, and remember, this was when he inked his deal with Viacom, and before it really even dried, or just when the ink dried, DirecTV decided not to put Viacom in their cable packages anymore, which meant that, in DirecTV packages, Viacom stuff would be like the OWN network where you would need to pay extra just to get it. So that took a huge bite out of the viewership and whatnot of Tyler Perry content before he even got started at Viacom. Now, I don't know what happened behind the scenes, but Tyler Vision eventually morphed into BET Plus, where it kind of felt like a joint effort. And somebody actually said this during a live stream, that there was an article or even possibly details in the article that I went over that confirmed that Tyler has like a 25% equity stake or ownership of BET Plus. And as a result, it was just one of those situations where Tyler created his vision, but it wasn't fully his vision, because let's be real here. When BET Plus was first announced, a lot of people all through it were, oh, this is ridiculous, another streaming service that we need to pay for, which is understandable because there was a lot of competition at the time and BET Plus felt very lackluster in comparison. But when they made the announcement of like, oh, college view, I wasn't a fan of it. My sister was. College View, Comic View, College Hill. I'm sorry, College Hill, Comic View, BET Awards. I was thinking, yo, are they like pulling from the BET archives and, putting up the old shows? Like, I remember as a kid during summer, from school, me and my sister would be up at midnight to watch Bruce on Comic View and, the old BET Awards. I'm like, Lord, we could watch the ones where, Michael Jackson went out on stage with James Brown, and all the iconic moments of the BET Awards. Hell, they might even put 106 in Park. But then when BET Plus came out, they just posted stuff on the platform that was already in rotation on BET. Like, I don't want to see like the BET Awards from the past couple of years. I wanted to go back, go back in the archives and pull up the old stuff I grew up with back when the award shows were good. But I guess due to like copyright, royalties, and all this other bullshit, they couldn't do it. So BET Plus was kind of bland. Yeah, and then the Tyler Perry content came out, but to be honest, I don't think Ruthless and Bruh are the same level of, of All of Queen's Men or, Single Wives Club and whatnot. But I do feel like Zatima could be like the last ditch effort in order to get viewership on there. And the Madea Farewell Play apparently brought in numbers as well. Just another example of Tyler Perry doing more for Viacom than Viacom does for him. The only big thing I feel like Viacom does that OWN didn't do is the fact that Tyler has more platforms within Viacom to post his content. So if Tyler Perry made his own streaming app, to be completely honest, that would be a miracle for him, because at that point he could produce as much as he wants, put out content when he wants, and doesn't have to abide by, oh, I have to move my movie or my show around because I need to cater to another Viacom project and its release date. No, he could put out what he wants and when he wants. But to be honest here, let's be honest. If Tyler Perry put out his own streaming app, do you think it would be on the level of one of the smaller major ones like a Paramount Plus? I don't think a Tyler Perry app would get 40 million subscribers. That's just my opinion. Would I subscribe? Hell yeah. But I don't think it would get 40 million. On the other hand, looking at it from a business perspective, perhaps he opted to team up with Viacom because they were like, hey, Tyler, you said you were making a streaming app, and we kind of want to get into that realm as well. So instead of you putting all of your resources at risk if it fails, what if we join together where you can put some of your resources in there as well as us, so if it fails, it's not that big of a blow, So from a business perspective, that's smart. Because let's say hypothetically if Tyler Perry put out Tyler Vision and it only got like 1 million subscribers, it's a flop. But since he teamed up with Viacom, it's like, why do I need to put, and I'm just making up numbers here, like, why am I going to put $500,000 in something when there's somebody I'm already in a contract with who wants to put up, $250,000. So all I got to do is put up half and we can do the same thing. That's pretty much it. And I think that because BET Plus kind of bombed, I feel like Tyler Perry having his own streaming service would do the same. Again, it would be cool to have all of his stuff in one place. I know I would subscribe. And quite possibly, if this was Tyler doing things 100% Tyler, and he pumped out content at the same level of popularity as the Sisters or Oval or the upcoming Zatima, then I could see the streaming platform soaring. But I just don't know if he's going to do it, because remember, in recent times, this isn't 2019, the early 2020 Tyler Perry, who's doing everything himself. He has writers' rooms now. He has other producers and directors on other projects. But I don't think himself, he's pumping out all the content that he would need for a streaming service. But with all the different gears and screws at Tyler Perry Studios and all the other people involved, I do think it is possible, but I don't think he's going to do it. Again, I could be wrong. Only time will tell, but let me know what you think. If Tyler Perry made his own streaming service, would you subscribe? Or do you agree with what I said, that he's probably just going to sign on with yet another big streaming platform like a Netflix or something and see how those numbers do? That's what I think. So thanks so much for tuning in. I do appreciate the support on the channel. And like heck, when it comes to Zatima, there's already a bulk of people saying I'm not going to watch it because I don't have BET Plus. So yeah, I think he will probably do a Netflix deal or something, but that's just me. And remember how the Madea movie did on Netflix? Incredible. Makes me wonder how Jazzman's Blues is going to do in a couple of months. So hit like and subscribe, and I'll catch you later.